Dear friends, I'm in such a good shape that I can make 2 talks in one day, except I'm doing on different device, because if I try to touch the other one, it probably will disturb it in its sacred process of uploading to what's YouTube. Okay, we'll see how it will look on this one. So I will continue on Nucleus. It will be the talk number 6. Hopefully soon we will end with it and move to some other subject, but there is still a very important issue, at least one or maybe two, which I would like to address. It is issue of its structure, management, etc., decision making. As we know, decision making, it is ongoing process of our life, and we think that we are making individual decisions, but they always affect the world. It's impossible to do the decision which involves only myself. Even if I decide to sit and do nothing, I'm using oxygen and producing carbon dioxide, as long as I'm alive. Anyway, enough is enough. Let's go to business. So, since DELEC is a group which decided to stay together and live together and be friends, work together, have good time together, have bad time together, whatever, it involves decision making which concern the group. And that is usually the greatest problem of any existing society, because some people want A and some B, and some want A and B and C, etc., etc., like this circus which is going now in United Kingdom, called Great Britain. And everywhere else. They fight, there are elections, there are groups in America. Well, don't even mention that, what's going on. So in decision making, the only way reasonable to make a decision, it is decision by consensus, which, as I mentioned, Quakers are actually quite successful, and some other religious community are apparently able to do it. I don't particularly care about religious community, but I care about our wisdom society, and in this case about, if we start from the bottom up, with Nucleus. So the decisions are made by consensus. That is, if not, group can meet again and again and again, and eventually, when the decision has to be made and consensus is unavoidable, they can come to agreement. It's as simple as that. When we have a luxury of fiddling with our ideology, religious views, this views, that view, when we don't need to really make decisions which affect our survival or life, we can waste time on that. On that we cannot. The decision has to be made. But what is more important, decision made by group, and I will hopefully find some scientific evidence to it and send links to some scientific done by group is superior to decisions made by individuals because of the fact that there arises this mysterious, unresearched yet, I said it all, but now I will say a little more strongly, not in passing, something called group intelligence. We don't know what kind of communication happens because it shouldn't. According to still existing, existing theories, there shouldn't be any communication, but there is. Many our theories about physics and neuroscience are in infancy. They are still in napkins. And all these researchers who claim that they discovered this and that, that's just like scientists always have to have an ego and wants to praise themselves. It is a critically important domain. Hopefully, wisdom society, when it gets certain critical size, will dedicate and find something really what's going on. Anyway, it does going on. I am repeating and repeating it because it is incredibly important. It's critically important. The decision made by group consensus is superior to done by forcing one view over another. It is not so, though, easy. We can't just get a bunch of people and say, reach consensus. There will be nothing, will be. After a while, they will start fighting and split together. It's unfortunately, because some people may not like this idea, it requires softening our attachment to our views, and that is the principal thing of the wisdom training, which is, I separately talk about it. So what I believe how it should look, people, before making a decision, should sit 5-10 minutes resting their minds. As it is discussed during, it is the simplest thing in the universe, but it requires, the simplest things are often so obscured that it's difficult to do it. But to some extent, these people will be already trained. After that, they start making decisions and see what happens. If they are bored and tired with not being able to reach consensus, they will do it next day. If it will be not next day, the day after. If not day after, well, finally decision has to be made. So if they are complete split, the group splits. That's it. Splits. That is the extended answer to Marcus. And I was talking about it. And what else is there? It has a structure. People are, the fact that there is principle of egalitarianism doesn't mean that they are identical. They have their particular quality, and according to this quality, they do certain things in this group. For example, old people cannot work physically too much. They are simply weak. I know it very well. But they can talk. They learned a lot. And I think they will be wonderful with children because they already have certain sense of humor and don't take life that seriously like younger ones. So there's a great communication with children. And other people will do different things. However, the last thing before I finish this talk, it is nice and dandy to have it all egalitarian and all by consensus, but there are everyday decisions which have to be made. Say they are building a house, somebody has to decide that buys this material, another buys this tool, another making search for plans, etc., etc. When somebody has to coordinate all this activity, it will not have, it's a miracle if it will happen spontaneously in the group. Therefore, the group select, not elect, select a group coordinator, not a leader, coordinator. It's a beautiful word which coordinates cooperation, because the cooperation, without saying it many times, is another principle of wisdom society, and of course is Delek. So this person is selected unanimously by consensus by the whole Delek, and if this person wants to assume, of course assuming that this person wants to be a coordinator, and then after a while may have enough of being coordinator of Delek, or not Delek, I mean the Nucleus, sorry, it's old days, some hiccups of old days. Nucleus will decide that they want somebody else to be coordinator, and it will go like that. Simple, very simple. No big deal. Okay? So that is the organization of the... One more thing. This particular person, the coordinator, it's male, female, whatever, also represents the nucleus as far as the outside world is concerned. So if it is cooperative, it will be a director or somebody have the signing authority, etc. From the outside point of view, it represents the nucleus, and that, and also if there will be many nuclei, nuclei, which will consist, that's what it is called, the village. It will represent particularly nucleus in the council of the village. Okay? I think that I beat the subject to death. Maybe I will find something interesting about the collective intelligence and stuff like that, and will send you as well. So, goodbye for today. See you soon.